What's good? It's your boy Bigverb, and I'm back with my main card picks of UFC 300, which is easily the most stacked card in the history of the organization. I'm pretty excited for this event, but let's look at this main card and see what we're talking about. First off, we have Bo Nickel versus Cody. Everyone in the UFC community is wondering, why is Bo Nickel on the main card when the prelims have multiple former champions, and the most recent former champion, Sterling. Him versus Calvin Kattar could have easily been on the main card, but UFC is definitely trying to promote Bo Nickel, and this is probably the best way for them to do it. So I definitely think they're expecting him to put on a show a Saturday night to start that main card. Probably like everyone, I think I'm going to go Bo Nickel. I think especially with I don't want to say the spotlight's going to get to him because he's been in top level organizations as far as college wrestling. So I don't think this is as big as a deal as like it would be for most fighters to be a main event on UFC 300, but not have so much MMA experience. So I do think he will rise to the occasion. I'm hoping to see a little bit more. I kind of hope this fight gets out of the first round just so we can kind of see a little bit more of Bo Nickel's skill set. We obviously know he has all the grappling skill in the world. We saw him knock out Woodburn. Knocked him out with his fist. That was cool to see. It was exciting, and he looked really clean doing it. But my pick for that fight is definitely going to be Bo Nickel. Then we have what my honest opinion is fight of the night for UFC 300 is Charles Oliveira versus Arman. I think this will be a quick fight. I think it'll be under 3 rounds, but at the same time, pretty durable fighters. Either way, I think I'm going to have to go with Charles Oliveira. It's hard not to pick him with his history. Arman definitely has a lot of hype behind him, but I do think Charles, just like Justin Gaethje, just like Dustin Poirier, they had to let someone from, top 10, top 15 get their shot, and they prove why they deserve to be in the top 10. And I think Charles Oliveira is going to do the exact same thing. Charles Oliveira versus Arman will be the fight of the night for UFC 300. We have Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway for the BMF title, which is going to be a banger of a fight. I believe it is 5 rounds because it is somewhat of a title. This is really interesting. You have Max moving up a weight class to fight Justin Gaethje, who really didn't need to fight Max. He probably could fight for the title right now. UFC must have paid both of them very well to make this fight happen. It's definitely a fan favorite, but I do think I'm going to go with Max Holloway. I think he's spent more fights going 5 rounds. He has more championship round experience. I do think if he weathers the storm in the first 2 rounds, I think Max Holloway gets those last 3 and wins this fight. Depending on which Justin Gaethje shows up, he's looked pretty good, but I do think Max knows what he needs to do, wants to do, and I don't think Max is as hungry for a title. He's about winning, where I think Justin Gaethje might be kind of overlooking Max, thinking about Islam right now, since he's never won a title technically, so that's his main goal right now, and then he'll probably retire. My pick of the night for Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje is Max Holloway by decision. Wang Ling versus Yan. Great fight. This is a great fight for the women's division. I think a lot of people are sleeping on this. There's a reason it's the co-main, not just because it's a title fight. I do think this is going to be a banger. They both have great striking. Wei Li has great grappling, and that's where I think she dominates this fight. I got to do a little more research on Yan, but I do think Wei Li, it's hard to bet against her in the women's division. I'm not sure what the odds. It doesn't show on the UFC website, but I'm sure it's not too crazy. So if I had the betting man, I think I'm going to go Yang. I'm going to go on the champion. I know she had her little drought with Rose that didn't age well. I think she moved to America, changed her camp, and has made a huge change in her skill set. And it's just hard to bet against her. So I'm going to go with her for the co-main event. Then we have Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. Banger of a fight. I know a lot of people were upset with this as far as it being the main event for UFC 300. I know it's not no John Jones or Conor McGregor. As far as an action-packed fight, I don't know how you can be disappointed with it. You got Jamal Hill coming back, was the former champion, had to let his belt go due to injury. Alex Pereira on a 2-fight win streak in the division, looking amazing while doing it. We all know there's a little bit of history with Jamal Hill beating Glover to take that belt, and Alex possibly trying to get back for Glover. I think it's the perfect storyline for Alex Pereira. And I don't know if you guys saw that video of Alex Pereira hitting that punching bag and breaking Francis Ngannou's punch record, but after seeing that, it's hard to bet against that man. He's very capable of getting knocked out, though. So I think it's a coin toss of a fight, but I think I am going to go with Alex Pereira due to leg kicks and such. I just don't know what to expect from Jamal Hill after such a serious injury. He talks about how serious it is. And if I can know anything from other athletes that come back from those injuries, they're usually never the same. I know fighters are a little different, but it'd be interesting to see. Coin toss of a fight for me, but I am going to go with Alex Pereira for my final decision. I'm not sure how, but I am going to go with Alex Pereira. Pretty exciting card. Very excited for it. Once again, my favorite pick of the night is Charles Oliveira versus Arman. And then if I had to pick my favorite prelim fight, honestly, I'm going to go with Cody Garbrandt versus Figgy for the opening match of the night. Well, that's my opinion on the fight card, boys. Can't wait to see you Saturday night. And until then, easy.